Welcome in. Dan Kolko and Bo Porter back with you. Bo, great to see you, man. It's been a while.
Yes, it's great to be back. I'm excited.
A little vacation time. Bo was out in Hawaii. He's nice and tan. He's refreshed for the stretch run. We're excited to have him back. And Bo, what a big series this is. It's miraculous that the Mets have put themselves back in this position to be contending in the National League East, to be contending in the wild card picture. The Nationals as well, what they've done over the last 2.5 months, this is suddenly now a huge series.
Yes, it is a huge series, and I think this is great for baseball. When you look at the fact that you have 7 teams that are within 3 games of the National League wild card, I think that's great for competitive balance. I think when you start to look at these series, they're going to have more and more importance as we get toward the end of the season because of the fact that you have so many teams jockeying for position.
The Mets have won 13 of their last 14 ball games. They are 19-6 since the All-Star break, and these two teams haven't seen each other in quite a while. The last time that they did, we all remember what happened at Citi Field. It was a 4-game series that did not go the Nationals' way. May 20th through 23rd, the Nationals got swept in this 4-game set. They fell 12 games below 500. The Mets scored 23 runs in this series. 15 of them were in the 7th inning or later as the Nationals bullpen imploded, allowing 14 earned runs in 9 2/3 innings over those 4 days. The Nationals had a lead going to the bottom of the 8th inning 3 of the 4 games in this series. They lost all 4. Davey was ejected in the final game of this series. But after that ball game, the Nationals were steadfast in their belief that they would get back into the mix.
We're not out of it, that's for sure. I can tell you that right now. Like I said, we're every day we're close, we compete, we're in every game. I said now we gotta finish games.
You guys are 19-31. Just how confident are you that you're going to be kept in this position to keep guiding that team?
Hey, things are going to change. Things are going to change, right? And I know that. So we just got to keep pounding away, keep playing baseball. There's good players in that clubhouse, really good players, and we'll turn things around.
I think we got 4 months left, so I hate to think that we're going to be playing this type of baseball 4 months down the road. So, like I said, we got a great group of guys. We got a lot of guys eager to get better, and we'll improve down the road.
A lot of veterans in this clubhouse has been around for a long time, and you can ask anybody, and it's not really. We're down right now. We got our backs against the wall, but at the same time, we've been in. I know I have been in these types of situations before in my career, and it's a long season. You can put a lot of good things together down the stretch.
So that was on May 24th. After that 4-game sweep, here's how the Nationals stand since that date. They're 42-22 as they have turned things around dramatically. The second best mark in the National League. Offensively, they've been on point. Their starting pitching has been ridiculous. Their bullpen much improved as well. Bo, there's no doubt that moment was rock bottom for the Nationals in the 2019 season. 12 games under 500. How did getting to that point allow them to get to the point that they're at now?
That's why you cannot put a price on experience. Experience is not the amount of time or the amount of years in which you spend in a profession. It's what you learn when you go through that progression. And when you hear those players talk, you talk about Dave Martinez. One of the things that he stressed, he stayed the same person. You hear the players talk about Dave Martinez was the same guy that he was when we showed up to spring training. I think it was that calmness that actually allowed the players to take a look in the mirror, and they became more accountable for what was happening on the field. You have the experience that I was talking about with the Dozers and the Kendricks. Those guys have played a lot of baseball, and when they were able to actually get amongst themselves, I think that the experience allowed this team to get out of that rut and overcome what was just an awful first 50 games to the season.
Earlier today, Adam Eaton and Davey Martinez discussing the turnaround since that May 24th low point and where they think the turnaround lies, the reason for the Nationals getting things back on track.
I continue to credit our veterans in here. I think, Schurz and Zim and Doolittle, a lot of guys are older guys that, have been through this type of season before, never to give up and to continue to come to the ballpark and try to see positive things. And they were right. We started playing better. We started, putting ourselves in better positions. And, the message hasn't changed. It's continued to be the same message as, again, go out there, competitive bats, play good defense, and, positive things are going to happen.
Even when things were going bad, I seem to always have fun. You know, I got to keep the boys loose, and that's part of it. You know, when things were going bad, you know, we try to stay positive throughout the whole mess. Tell the boys there'll be no pointing fingers. You know, this thing will turn around, but we got to believe in ourselves. And when it did, then it really became fun. I'm proud of the guys and what they've accomplished, what they've done. They're in it for something, you know, and when it's not done yet, and they understand that. So they go out there every day and they play hard.
Sure to be a tremendous atmosphere at Citi Field over these 3 ball games. Here's the Nationals lineup for Game 1 of this set. Anthony Rendon back in there after leaving Wednesday's game after being hit by a pitch on his right foot. So that's a great sign. Matt Adams at first base. Kurt Suzuki will catch. Steven Strasburg. Not a lot of experience for this Nationals lineup facing Marcus Stroman. Brian Dozier, the only guy to have seen him more than 8 at-bats in his career. Here's the Mets lineup for Game 1. Jeff McNeil leads the majors in batting average. Michael Conforto, 4 homers in his last 4 games. Pete Alonso, a homer in 3 straight games. And Joe Panik will play second base, signed by the Mets today after being designated for assignment by the Giants on Tuesday. The New York area native now wearing a Mets uniform. Jeff McNeil is a dangerous guy. Not a name that a lot of maybe casual baseball fans know, but this guy is mashing this season, hitting .339. He crushes outside pitches, hitting .373 on low pitches. He destroys fastballs, hitting .351 off heaters. Secondary pitches, which includes changeups, he's batting .325 off of those, and breaking balls. The curveballs and sliders, he crushes those as well, hitting .313. So monster numbers across the board for Jeff McNeil. This is how you hit .339 at the major league level. Bo, how do you pitch this guy? He hits everything.
Well, I tell you what, when you look at those numbers, obviously Jeff McNeil is having a great year. And it's important to keep him off base because when you look at the middle of the Mets lineup with Conforto and the Babe, those are the 2 guys that can hurt you. But this is the guy that's getting on base in front of them that basically do all the damage. So when you look at this heat map, and this is his hard hit balls, and I always go to hard hit contact.
Okay.
We can look at batting average here to tell you one thing, but the hard hit contact will tell you the other story. And hard hit balls is anything exit velocity over 95 miles an hour. And you can see he really handles the ball on the outer third of the plate, and he handles the ball well. And when you think about handling the ball on the outer third of the plate, you want to crowd this guy. And what I mean by crowd him, you want to crowd him in off the plate.
Okay.
Because you want to speed him up so that when you're ready to use your secondary pitches, you can actually use your secondary pitches out of the strike zone. This is a guy that you want to do the width of the strike zone and the height of the strike zone in order to get him out. The last point that I'm going to make, I've looked at a lot of video with this guy. You do not want to throw him strikes with your breaking stuff. He is a really good breaking ball hitter in the strike zone. So you want to try to leave the zone with your breaking ball, and you want to get your fastball at the top of the strike zone.